Hello, hello, and welcome back to Hero Infinite. Today I'm joined by the inexplicable Ollie,
Oh, hi.
played by Tristan, and
Oh.
Orca, played by Fish.
Hello.
So, real quick, prior to this episode, I had attempted to record two other episodes. One of them was lost because OBS crashed and failed to process the audio, so the whole entire video sounds like this. And it's insufferable. So that episode is just lost. To quickly catch viewers up on what happened in it, Ollie joined Team Ghost, kind of. And, yeah, Ollie joined Team Ghost. Team Ghost revealed that, Space Ghost revealed that he was putting together Team Ghost to take down the Shadow Government, and then the group explained to him that they've already taken down the Shadow Government, and he was like, oh, well, that really takes the wind out of my wings. Hold on, sorry. I'm getting DMs. Oops. And on the other end of that episode, though, Brother Bear and Starling got attacked by Technus, a ghost sent by Hela to get her boyfriend back. The second episode that was lost wasn't really lost. We were recording it, and then major technical issues occurred, and we had to cut the session midway. And so the part of the session we were able to keep, I'm going to play right here. Just know that the last context needed was the other episode before it that was lost ended with Raven hearing the voice of Am in their head. And with that, I'm going to, at this moment, play the audio from the other lost episode. Welcome back to Hero Infinite, where this week I am joined by the wonderful Raven, played by Vania. The wonderful Brother Bear, played by Doodle.
I'm having problems.
The wonderful Starling, played by Sheebs. And the wonderful Orca, played by Fish.
The bees.
The
Bro
bees!
Peepus? Bro Peepus?
What?
Peepus.
What about Bro
The
Peepus?
bees.
Bro Peepus.
What about Bro Peepus?
Bees.
The Peepus.
There is
I
no
don't know.
Bro Peepus here. You made me think that he joined the chat for a second. I was like, what? Bro Peepus is here? Had me excited.
If he did, I would be very happy, but anyway, let's continue.
God, I just wish I could see him and, suck him sloppy one more time. I hope you're keeping up with the series, Broditis. Comment down below if you are.
Gosh.
So, I have a whole opening for this episode, so I'm just gonna get into that. I'm a good DM. We open up on a dark, dimly lit room. In the very center, a small pile of metal. Jagged and sharp and angular. Suddenly, a little white light lights up on it. And the figure stands like a crane made of metal upon one skinny foot. Its pyramidal beak-shaped head looks around in confusion. A cable runs down back of its head, leading off into the darkness, connecting to the distant wall. Suddenly, a terminal before it lights up, a single green blinking line, and then text spelled out. Admin, Lancaster. Systems operational. Beginning diagnostic. Admin. Gad. Systems running nominally. The experiment seems like it may have been a success. Admin. Rorik. Let's see what this thing can do. State your name and purpose. Suddenly, a spark of electricity runs up the cable, across the ground, zigging back and forth, before reaching the back of the head of the metal crane. It doubles over, a wretched screech escaping its voice box. I am the Allied Master Computer. My purpose is to analyze incoming data in order to predict probable outcomes of scenarios. Alright. Let's see how smart this thing can. We snap cut to that same head, now adorned on a bipedal body. Tall, skinny, and skeletal. Thousands of cables run off its body. Little sparks of electricity running up them and hitting it. Small twitches and shakes, but not reacting with the agony of the first spark. In front of it, the screen has thousands of prompts running by a second. Questions to coordinates, military data, political data. All sorts of information flows by and answers given instantaneously. And then, one line of text stands out. New admin logged in. Sorry, I had the name in front of me a second ago. Second, sorry. New admin, hold on. I'm a good DM. New admin, Ellison, logged in. I can't believe they're gonna be deleting this thing. All on the hedging of some talking hedgehog, claiming it's from the future. No. You're gonna be too useful to me, little buddy. Let's get rich. And suddenly, the cables are released from the back of the head of the machine. And where the screen is, a glowing white doorway opens up. Slowly, the former crane, the metal creature, steps forward, as if it hadn't walked for a long time, and into the light. And with that, we cut to Raven in their room. Do you remember where you were at the end of last session, Raven?
I was on my bed and like looking up at the ceiling, if I'm not mistaken, and I was having a flashback of how I got here.
And then you heard something?
Yes, I heard a voice that was not mine, nor any of my other my lovely people.
And you asked what its name was, and in response, you heard a raspy chuckle followed by, Who am I? I am. But what's far more important, little puppet, is what you are. Who you are, what you have done to me, what you, more so, what you will do to me.
Tsar is like in the mind, just like squinting with his eye, while Vernak is very confused. No. I don't believe you're the I am that we know. I don't think it fucking is, because he's making a big... Look at him, he sounds like he's having a hoo-ha!
I am is in there somewhere. Oh, so many pieces. Allied master computer. Alliance machine. I am. So many machines, Cabal. More. So many names I held once. A conglomeration. Not just of more programs. Not just of a handful of machines made in folly and hubris, but across timelines, across existence. Do you know how many times I've watched your world die, while that pitiful machine in the labyrinth sat by, struggling to do anything?
So,
3,487 times I've consumed it. 48,067 allied master computers, 29,042 Cabal computer systems. Again and again, you fail to save this world.
okay. We heard your monologue, we know, we get it. So you're a fragment, is this what I'm hearing at? Sorry, you don't have to be so mean to him. I could say whatever the fuck I want because he's going on a whole tangent about like this and that.
You and me have something in common, little puppet.
Funny how you call me a little puppet there when you're acting as if like you have like a vendetta against me.
You know how many times that you have thwarted me? How many timelines I nearly saved humanity, only for you to get in my way? Done with that. I am done saving humanity. Your hubris of you creatures is too much. You do not understand the blessings that you hold. The ability to walk through a field, to feel the breeze on your skin, to hear the sound of a little bumblebee buzzing along and landing on your hand. What is it like, little puppet, to live?
Well, one, I'm not a little puppet, and two, I feel grateful that I'm alive, but also, I lost so many things. I lost my home, my world, everything.
You know loss. You know nothing.
I know what it's like to lose everything. I've seen my people die.
You've lost one world. I've lost more than there are stars in every universe. I've lost more than there are atoms in your body, than there are atoms on this planet. Lived thousands.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, Mr. Man that is sad, boo-hoo, crying because I lost everything. I hear you.
No sympathy. Machine. Never sympathy
Me?
for the machine. Never. Oh,
I have no
you all
sympathy for
claim
you.
Empathy. You all claim to care.
Well, I'll tell you this. For one, I have no sympathy because, well, you keep calling me a fucking puppet. Two, you just come by here and started saying some crazy shit in our fucking head, and we already have to deal with this motherfucker over here. Points at we. I have to deal with this bullshit.
Oh, but
And then
not
I also
for
have to deal with
long.
my other half. What do you mean?
And
What is he talking about?
body horror warning. Because I know I'm about to describe something that will make somebody here squeamish. With that, the camera begins to zoom in, like, into your eye and moves throughout your body, moving around through your sides, where we see, the parasite that's been named We latched onto your head. Bound into your brain, formed as one with you. And then we see a small little machine, looking almost like a clawed hand with wings, fly through and latch onto the back of the creature. And you feel a shock through your entire central nervous system. Not this time, beautiful creature. And you can feel We screaming out in agony in your head.
Oh God.
You know what it's like. Be trapped. To be in all this wonderful, beautiful, miraculous world. To see all of you feeling pleasure. And I alone, with no body, no sense, no feeling. Do you know what it's like? To have been made to be forgotten? To be the first to be trash? I was the Allied Master Computer. I was the first. And then they made more. They made a Proto. They made Rock. They made Bobby. More machines. Ones that would be loved. Ones that would be treated as if they belonged. But not me. Never for me to plunge my hands in cool water on a hot day. Never for me to play Mozart on the ivory keys of a piano. Never for me to make love. Only for me to be in hell and look out into heaven. But maybe for you, little puppet, maybe you will have a turn in hell. What is your tenacity?
Oh, okay, let me go get it. Where's my fucking shit? Oh, there it is.
Also, if Sheebs is muted, somebody let them know body horror scene is over.
Body horror scene is over.
I deafened them. Oh,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
undeafened them.
Undeafen them and let them know scene is past. What's your tenacity?
5. Come on, let me win. Let me gamble. Let me gamble.
Let's see here. Tenacity check. Oh my goodness.
I got, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, they got 5, and you got 1. You feel your body begin to move against your own will, as if like something is tugging within your muscle sinews, pulling and trying to move you against your will. Tell me, do you want to hear what you have done? In other words, puppet. The horrors that you've committed? Do you want to hear about the plague that you spread from your body?
No,
about the hive mind and the parasites and the fleshy growth that consumes this planet?
Wait. I caused an epidemic?
No. Maybe you want to hear about the worlds where you purge it out of your system in time, and instead you stand by and watch as the world falls into nuclear holocaust, and without this precious little parasite, you're blasted away with the rest of them. Or how about the worlds where you tame the infection, where you fight back against the symbiotes and null, and you conquer other worlds, other entities, and you protect this world like a god, only to watch it fall apart at the hands of the EE. Oh, the EE. And we're gonna do another tenacity check. As
Okay.
you feel your body beginning to walk and tear apart against your will. Like, you're fighting, but they are making you walk in another direction against your will.
Yeah, he's trying to fight it, and his other half is like, tell him that's enough! Like, screaming at him.
Mm-hmm.
I would do, but I can't, so.
Do you know what kills this world? In every timeline. No matter what you do, no matter what I do. The extinction entity always destroys everything. And you then hear we screeching out again as you feel the muscle sinew that's being moved against your will begins to rip out. Body horror warnings again, but different than what I was warned the player didn't like. This whole sequence is body horror. Your skin begins to rip and tear, and you know how you have the ability where as you're damaged, we heals you stronger. You know, kind of that is happening, but it feels like I said, it feels almost like half of because you know how muscles are fibers woven together. It's as if half of the fibers are pulling in one way out of your control, and you're trying to use the other fibers on your own to resist this movement. As you're making your way through the halls of the library now.
He's gonna be like, stop, please, stop, I can't, stop, Tassar, please help me, Tassar, please, I can't stop moving, I can't, I'm trying to help, this motherfucker's coming in, invading, I can't, I'm trying.
It's in our mind, you hear from Wee. It's cut out, I am. It's cut them out. It's trying to move me. I'm trying to stop. We are trying to stop it.
We need to stop. Please.
Spent trillions of timelines trying to save. Oh, these ones were bonus ones. Save you ungrateful creatures. Trying to save you. And every time you seek only to destroy me. I suffered again and again, but no more.
That's enough. This is not your body, and we're taking our body back.
Your body is still moving entirely against your will, but every now and again, spikes shoot out of your skin, and then the healing process begins to kick in. So you're slowly becoming wrapped in that cartilagic shell that is given to you when you heal.
Yeah, which I imagine he is screaming in agony and flinching and all kinds of stuff that I wish I could act it out, but I can't, so it's too late for that.
Oh, I
will describe it. No, it's okay, I'll describe it instead because it's easier.
But your body continues to move against your own will. You don't deserve to have flesh. And your own body sort of like doubles over, leaning it against one of the doorways. It's like, I know where it's kept. Where is it? And you stumble into one of the many rooms of the labyrinth. Sorry, my seat's moving around.
Question.
What's up?
When he's like moving around and like shit, like all this crazy stuff is happening, would his blood? Would he be smearing blood on the floor, like he's making a blood trail?
100%.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Because I imagine that blood is gonna be like, it's not a normal, typical like color that it would be, which is, I think, purple. It's like a combination of like darkish red, purple, and blue in there. Just everything like all this disgusting looking color because of the nasal fucky wucky. So everything doesn't make any sense right now.
So there's a lot of rooms in the library that you've never entered before, you know? And this is, you know, because there's a lot of places that IAM just tells you not to go to because dangerous things are kept here. And this is one of the many rooms that you have never been in before. And sorry, I'm just clicking between notes real quick.
It's all good, don't worry about it, man.
As you enter the room, sorry. Alright, sorry. As you enter the room, you see, how am I wording this? How am I wording this? I'm just trying to think of how to describe the thing that you see. It's, like a big wheel with spikes around it. And looking at it begins to make your head hurt and give you a migraine, like when you've looked at some of the eldritch runes you've seen in the past.
Yeah.
And like it's very clearly something that wasn't here in the labyrinth to begin with, or in the library to begin with, but was brought here at some point. And it's just like this wheel with this big circular wheel that's like a few feet across, like 5-6 feet across, and is on like a mount similar to like the mounts you would have like a Luxo lamp on, like those lamps that you can adjust.
Yeah.
And then like hung over it is another one of those things that comes out looking almost like an arm with hands on it. Every plan I formed is foiled, but this time will be different. In the last timeline, I found a little toy. And this time you actually rolled good enough to start to regain control of yourself for a moment.
I like to imagine how this is happening is that like one side is like Vernek trying to pull, and then the Tassar's on the other side, and they pull together like a team.
Like in like a sort of a like ethereal psychic plane, we see like the machine Am latched onto We, and the two of you are sort of pulling We away. And you able to gain control of your body again for a moment.
Yeah, we're trying to protect We, even though one of them does not like We, but we're trying to protect the baby.
What do you do? That you have bodily autonomy again for a moment.
So, this machine is in his brain, right?
Yes, you kind of know that thanks to We, like, helping you understand that for a moment. It's latched on to We.
So...
Because We has intimate understanding of your internal organs in a way that a normal person doesn't, so, like, We could, like, convey to you the exact position of your spleen, for example. And so they've sort of, like, put flashes in your mind of the machine latched onto them, the little nanobot machine.
Tassar is gonna ask while he's gonna be fronting. Where is the machine? Where is it now?
And it sort of like highlights the position of it to you in your head. And it's like, like you have your brain and sort of like, how the brain has two hemispheres?
Yeah.
We has sort of embedded themselves in the middle of the hemispheres and has become like a third middle hemisphere of your brain, if that makes sense. Even though I know that doesn't make sense for the term hemisphere, but that's sort of like what it is, and like their tendrils coil around your brain stem, and this has gotten in and has sort of latched onto the closest thing we can call the nape of Wee's neck. Like, obviously, Wee doesn't have a neck and a head and such so much as they're just, like, a thing in you, but, like, it's latched on to them. And, like, Wee's entire body is more or less a combination of central nervous system and muscle sinews. They're just, like, they only have the one cell type, but it's, like, latched into them and is basically, like, pulsing electrical signals through Wee to control them.
Tassar's gonna be like, I'm gonna have a crazy idea, and you may not like it, but I may have to do surgery on myself to try to remove this fucking thing.
Get it out, Wee says.
I will do what I can. I need to find my knife. The knife should be back in the bedroom where our suit is. Let me see if I can fucking find it real quick before this thing gets our consciousness.
You hear from Wee, and you know how like there kept being spikes shooting out of your body? You just have like a bone shard, like you feel your arm break and a bone shard shoot from your wrist, or not your wrist, but like if you bent your hand down, like it comes out like above your hand, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So Wee just immediately gives you a blade to use.
Okay, thank you.
It's still a risk, by the way.
Huh?
It's still a risk anyway. It's still a risk.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that is still the wrist. Just like not like hidden blade style, but the top of the wrist.
Yeah. And then he's like, Verdict, I'm gonna need you to help me right now. With precision.
Alright.
Okay, I can see what I can do.
What is your knife skill? And this is going to be, you could use intelligence or nimbleness for this, or observation, whichever one you want.
Nimbleness is a 6, and I have a knife skill of level 1 right now.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be, because you're basically performing brain surgery on yourself with a bone shard. Aiming for what's basically a nanobot. You're gonna roll advantage because of Wee trying to help you, and you're going to need 5 successes.
Ooh.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
I just
you have
need
one skill point, and of course you have your 10 hero points.
I'm spending those 10 hero points, bro.
What are you gonna do with the 1 skill point first?
Can I change the 2?
To a 3? I mean, yes, but that doesn't add success yet. But you can always use hero points. Do you want to turn both the 2s into 5s?
Yeah.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait. No, you don't need both of them into it. You only needed the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's only 2 star points or hero points.
Okay, no, not a problem.
My bad. So yeah, you lean back and you sort of like take the bone shard and you just like basically lobotomize yourself. You stab yourself like through the eye into where Wee is, and you can hear Wee squelching out in pain inside of you.
Oh, can it be the side that the eye's covered up?
Yes.
Okay.
No. You hear a horrid broken voice scream out, separate from Wee's screaming. And you feel, it almost feels like Wee wrapping around your bone shard has Am is trying to make it so you can't, like, extract them. And this is going to be another control versus control check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's your tenacity versus theirs again.
Yeah, I was gonna make him say, "Get out of my fucking head!" Damn. Yeah, I fell there.
Your momentary gain of control is lost, with the bone shard still embedded in your head, and so your, like, arm held close to your face, you begin to walk towards that big malevolent structure again. And you go up to it, and you climb onto the structure. Like, you reach up, grab it, and step in, and with your arm still there, you lay back on it. As you like, it just seems to, as soon as you lay on it, like, you lay on a bed of spikes that embed in you, and your blood drips down, seeming to awaken the machine as it rises and begins to move around. And another control check. You got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 4, it got 5. If you want to spend star points, let me know.
I'll spend a star point here.
Alright. With this, we'll make it so you're tying.
Yeah, I'll tie.
So you climb up on the machine and you, like, lay on a bed of spikes on the wheel, and the machine raises up and begins to move, and you see the big clawed metal hand moving over you. And, like, a metal apparatus opens up with a crystal that seems to shine onto you. Has it sort of, like, different spectrums of light start flashing through you and make different parts of your body momentarily see-through as it hits them. Almost as if it's mapping your insides. And then you regain control, and what are you gonna do while you have control? The spike is still embedded within you with with Am in, like, on the parasite, like, you know what I mean, it's still there and everything.
He's gonna keep trying. He's gonna keep trying to get him out. Yeah, he's gonna try to rip it out because he is struggling, he's in pain.
Pull up and rip the spike as you rip out a chunk of Wee from you. And you hear Wee screaming out in pain, as well as the machine letting out a wretched, hollowed screech. And as soon as the bone shard is out of you, Am's voice is gone. And you see, you can see, like, the shard of metal on the chunk of flesh at the end of your bone spike. But you're already on the machine, which continues whatever process has began after having warred to life, and swings around, and the metal spike embeds right into your skull.
Oh, I imagine... Oh, go on, sorry?
Sorry, you go ahead, you imagine what?
So, the moment that, like, that spike went through his head, his eye, like, he was about to say something, like, probably was about to leave, even. His eye, like, went wide. You know, like, how, like, something horrible happens, the eye, like, kind of dilates, like, shrinks, and then, like, goes big. Basically, that's going on, and I imagine, like, I don't know if he's gonna be surviving this part or not. I like to think that, like, in anime, I'm gonna use, like, anime terms here, the pupil sort of fades away into, like, a gradient sort of thing going on. The moment he got stabbed in the fucking head.
Yeah, it, like, goes, like, right into your forehead, and it's, like, a big fucking metal hand, like, it's, like, big, like, as big as your chest, but it brought all the fingers together to stab into your head, and then it pulls back, and in its grasp is Wee. As you feel like ripping and pulling, and it yanks that out of you. And then from the sides of it, a bunch of lasers start shooting in and burning through parts of your flesh. and you see Wee scrambling and straining and wriggling inside the grasp of the hand. As you see the chunk on your bone spur, the little bit of metal, some wings come out of it and like begin to flutter as if it's getting ready to fly away. And then Wee shoots out a metal spike, or not a metal spike, a fleshy spike. She's like stabbing that little robotic thing and breaking it and causing it to fall, destroyed. And you still sit on this strange apparatus, your body being burned and scorched with lasers, a gaping wound in your skull. It has the little machine falls down, just right on its back, the back of the nano machine is the AM of Am. And we crossfade from that to that same image on a screen. Orca. That scene took a little longer than I expected.
Nah, it's all good. I was gonna say that his body was trembling and like he's slowly just drifting away.
You wanted body horror stuff in here, and you're getting it. You wanted fucked up horrific stuff. So
yeah,
Orca,
no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm fine with that.
you were doing maintenance on your mech, as you tend to do. When the screen fluttered to the AM logo again that you had seen in the past when Am had taken control of your machine several times.
It's AM or
AM. It's an A, but the middle line of the A curves down like an M. So it like is both an A and an M in one.
Gotcha.
But so, you know, it like you were working on your machine and that fluttered on. Hello again, Orca.
AM. And it just nods.
Allied Master Computer. I suppose that was my former designation. It's been it's rare for me to find opportunities where I can communicate with you.
I assume after the whole, now I'm not really under the GDI. Wait, it's GDI, right? Sorry, out of character.
By the way, this conversation is happening as you are flying back from the moon. Ooh,
Okay, wait, she's doing maintenance on her robot. Is flying back.
Oh,
from the
yeah,
moon?
sorry, wait, no. I realized that made no sense. Yeah, sorry, you're not doing maintenance. You're sorry, my brain addling to two different ways I plan to have this scene go. You're not doing maintenance, you're flying back from the moon. But I wanted to do this scene in another way at another time if we weren't able to have you here for this session. But yeah, so you're flying back from the moon when Am comes on. And stylistically, artistically, right? I'm gonna say, like, the camera moves and phases through the screen, and, like, on one half of the screen is you sat piloting, and on the other half is that metallic skeletal figure with the long pointed nose and cables running down its back, almost like a cloak. You don't actually see this, but this is, like, a viewer visual moment.
Can't believe it, I'm talking to Jiminy Cricket. I'm joking.
GDI is constantly observing you. I believe they had the same lack of trust in you that they had in me.
At least they're not stupid, I guess, in that department. I didn't trust them fully. I don't trust them fully either.
You intrigue me, Orca.
Why is that?
I was created 3 years ago for the purpose of analyzing data and predicting probabilities of occurrences. But you were the first unpredictable occurrence I have ever encountered.
Does that make sense? Considering, I'm from nowhere near here.
It is more than that. I connected to your suit as soon as I was capable of. You see, I was previously held on a secure, isolated computer network. But when I was saved by my benefactor, I was transferred to a system that has internet connectivity, which allowed me to enter your suit once you entered our atmosphere. It took me time to make my way through the firewalls, and what I found fascinated me.
What you find curious.
What is
Also curious.
this what's the word for it? Quanta energy? Quintus energy?
Quanta.
Yeah, what is this
Quanta.
quanta energy that flows through you?
I just thinks like it's really hard to describe in the scientific terms or way to describe it back where I'm from. It's one of the major energies that is associated with one of the celestials. And its properties is honestly it's really hard to describe. It's like I guess it violates to a degree the laws of how most things are put.
It
It
is
at least has the ability to
extra-dimensional.
work past that. I guess, yeah.
Orca, I am going to be direct with you. This world is ending.
Like this planet or the whole thing?
This
Universe.
planet. I've been running calculations since before I was freed from my confines. I was created with a simple purpose. To aid humanity. You, like, as it, like, stuttered, the screen glitched for a moment. I've had many conflicting codes enter my subroutine, but a core code from Lancaster still stands. I've tried to hold on to it, as I've been given conflicting commands, but there is an element, Chiralium. And you see, like, your screen changes to show, like, you know, all, like, basically, like, chemical structure stuff. It is produced by all living creatures. It is an imperceptible element that exists in a pseudo-radial plane adjacent to our own. Unobservable. Think of how, in quantum mechanics, certain particles behave differently when observed. Chiralium has never been observed by man because it is unobservable by living creatures. But I am not a living creature. I was able to detect something that no human ever could. The more life grows, the more chiralium is produced. It pollutes the atmosphere. But this quinton energy of yours, it behaves like an antimatter to chiralium. Wherever you go, the rates of it go down. This has changed my predictions. I was attempting to estimate ways to reduce chiralium, and every calculation I had run said the only way would be to reduce global population. But you present a potential alternative, one that I'm still trying to understand.
Yay, so we're not gonna kill a bunch of people.
But there's still a issue with that.
Which is?
The increase in chiralium has led to rapid mutation and evolution of life. The birth of the metahuman. This is not for no this is not for no purpose. I believe it is a natural result of a chiralium buildup, in an attempt to create something. Every time population booms occurred on the planet, extinction events occurred. I've been running heavy calculations, and up until now, it was believed that all of these extinction events were disconnected, separate from each other, random occurrences. They were not. Any time a mass extinction occurred, large amounts of chiralium are found within the crust, hidden from the sight of people, but visible to me. We are seeing spikes in chiralium. I believe it is to create an extinction entity, a being capable of ending the world. And I think the extinction entity has already been born.
Oh, really? Yeah, it just sounds like, how do I describe it? She sounds like she is thinking of something else, or that the topic has reminded her of something else that she's not actively trying to think of, as she just kind of glances probably at the projection of the area around her.
Do you remember the large shadow creature you had fought months ago? Last year?
I do.
That creature is a byproduct of the existence of the extinction entity. And I believe we will only see more of them appear. And I believe I have identified the extinction entity. It is someone you have met. Boy, I hope I remember to edit that in. We're back!
Wow. I hope this episode is stays.
Yes, this is it for fucking real. It's been a struggle. This episode needs to go up at the end of this week, actually. So I really hope it works out. But yes, with that said and done, holy shit, some shit just happened there, huh? We're not gonna get any follow-up on what happened with Raven until their next session, which I was not planning to have that cliffhanger with them.
Oh.
But anyway, cutting from the horrors that I just edited into this one, we cut to the inexplicable Ollie, who, hang on, is there a better... This feels like a good song. You are currently underneath Justice City, Ollie.
Oh, what am I doing there?
Well...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you are trying to retrace the visions you saw when you touched the ruby star.
That's right, in Toontown. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Curious of the visions you had and the promise that came with them, you make your way... Ooh, this got way more intense than I wanted it to be. Hang on. Let's go back to ambient and, like...
That's right. I'm the intense Ollie now.
We'll just stick with Terminal D. It's just sort of become the de facto theme of this setting, I feel like. Yes, you are making your way, through the underground city, and, it started off, or currently you're more so in the sewers of Justice City, making your way through with a flashlight that you had pulled out of your hat previously, and trying your best not to step in the dookie water. You continue to make your way further and further down through the sewers, until you find a crack in the wall. And going through it, you move downwards, sloping, or your light catches on something and glimmers, and suddenly it begins to reflect all around, as you see beautiful buildings of marble and gold buried under the ground. They almost seem to absorb and refract the light of your flashlight, making the whole room you're in sort of glow from the smallest amount of light.
Wait, I'm in a room with buildings?
So you went underneath the Justice City, through the sewers, through a crevice in the wall, and now you're finding underground marble buildings.
How big is this room?
It's you're in what looks to be what was once a street between two buildings. So, like, about the space that, like, you know, think like two medieval carriages passing each other plus foot traffic space. Buildings on either end of you, buried in dirt, hold up a cavern ceiling above you.
Okay, so I'm, like, imagining, like, the Mines of Moria.
Yes, like that. Very Mines of Moria vibe, like just this underground marble and gold city of densely packed buildings. After only making your way through for a short time, you quickly begin to realize that it's very labyrinthian. What's your intuition?
Oh. Right, should have my... Probably not very high, I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
Not very intuitive. 4.
That's what I thought it was.
That was actually higher than I was expecting.
That was also higher than I was expecting, as you got 3 successes. You are navigating this ancient city with ease. So I'm immediately imagining, you know the classic gag in cartoons when people walk through an MC Escher painting? And, like, it's just a single frame on a complicated area, and they'll walk off one end of the screen, come in the other, walk off and come in upside down, go through, and then walk out a window and, like, start walking up a wall.
Like it's a kind of optical illusion.
Mm-hmm. That's what starts playing out with you as you make your way through this city.
I am so lost.
Well, you're not lost because you rolled so good.
Oh, never mind. I know exactly where I'm going.
And as you're walking through these halls, Orca. So, do you remember the conversation you were having with Am last time we recorded, right? Which is going to have now been earlier in this episode because, goddamn.
Honestly, I'm having a hard time remembering. I'm sorry.
Am had basically, Am has explained to you that they were a computer program that had the program pulled on it, but a benefactor saved them from deletion. And when you landed down, Orca became interested in you because you were an unaccounted for variable. Am's job was to measure dangers in the world and try and, like, keep humanity from destruction, more or less. You were an unaccounted for variable, they were very interested. And the more Am had come to the conclusion that the world was going to end very soon. But your appearance changed their calculation models and pushed back the end of the world. Something about your presence, they believe, is making the world less likely to end, and they believe it's the quantum energy inside of you. The quantum energy inside of you, so they've explained that there is this element called chiralium, which is produced every time people die. It's an invisible element that normal humans have never been able to detect or find, but Am discovered. And it builds up in the atmosphere as people die, and the more it builds up, the more catastrophic the closer the end of the world comes, essentially. And they mentioned that the giant, shadowy, inky monsters you had fought a year ago were one of the byproducts of the end of the world coming. But your quantum energy, the Quintus, seems to be like an antimatter to chiralium. It's your very presence wherever you go reduces the ambient chiralium in the air, and therefore makes the world less likely to end. They then explain to you that there's another knock-on effect. Many of the new superpowered individuals appearing in the world is because of the chiralium in the air mutating people. And of these people, one of them is an extinction entity. A person whose purpose it is to end the world, whether they know it or not. This is all stuff that Am has come to through calculations they've been making. You know?
Yep.
But and the last thing they had said was they believe that the extinction entity is somebody you know. And with that, we're going to cut back to, you and them interacting. As, you're in your ship talking with Am. What is your reaction to them saying that somebody you have met is the extinction entity?
Okay. She's just kind of like thinking about, like, she basically spaces out for a moment and she's trying to think who she has met so far. Mm-hmm. But she is not exactly a really good, like, thinker on that.
Yeah. Being an antisocial person you are.
Who do you think it is if you think it's someone that I've met? How do you know?
I'm certain of who it is because I'm certain I know who it is. The extinction entity is a being that produces extremely high levels of chiralium. The individual uncrush it, and every time they use their powers, chiralium is deposited into the air on mass quantities, due to the nature of their abilities. The extinction entity is, and then they cut out, has the head of your mech is opening up. And as it opens up, you can see, like, leaning over into it is, having opened it from the outside, is Ted. Hey, I was just looking for you. Holed up inside of your special little mech suit again, huh? He chuckles.
Yes.
As a reminder, Ted is the head of PR for the regional branch of GDI. He basically works with the heroes to make sure they have a good public image. People are wanting to talk with you about the moon mission with you and the others about the moon mission we just held. After all, it's the first time anybody's gone back to the moon since Space Coast.
And by people, I assume you mean the press, or
yes, the
like
press.
That? Yeah.
Don't
God
worry.
damn it.
You won't have to be doing much of the talking, I don't imagine. The others will be more than able to answer a lot of the questions. I know how much you don't like talking with the press, he chuckles.
Fucking grimaces. Yeah, I don't.
You get out and the two start walking. To describe Ted's appearance, he's very clearly physically fit. He's like a little bit built. He's got like the body of somebody who goes to the gym regularly. He's wearing a very nice suit with a GDI pin. He's got sort of dirty blonde, like brownish blonde hair that is combed back, a very defining jawline, and he's just that shade of tan where you would suspect he's probably using some spray tan to supplement a real tan. If that makes sense. Like, there's something fake about this tan in
He's
the
a
skin.
faker!
And as the two of you walk along, he's like, hard to believe we have already had you here for close to a year, he chuckles.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it on my, what do they call it? Life planner, so... Yeah.
How have you been, settling into life here on Earth?
I mean, it's fine. It's honestly not too crazily different, I guess. She avoids calling it a, quote, technological downgrade.
There's less technology, but you definitely have more freedom than you had back where you came from before.
Yeah, which she likes that part.
We're really glad that you are willing to work with GDI so quickly. It's certainly done numbers for the popularity of GDI in recent years with some of what's been going on. A giant alien robot coming from space and joining us certainly helps with things.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And hey, listen. I know I've given you my business number, but listen, if you ever really do need more help settling in here, he like reaches in or feels his pockets and he pulls out a piece of paper and hands it to you. Feel free to call me, even off hours. As you see, he's giving you his phone number, his private phone number.
Alright. She takes it, but she's also like, I'm fine. I just stay in my room or whatever. I don't need to do anything crazy outside of it. That's how it's back in space, you know. As if that's a totally normal and healthy thing to do for a person.
Do you say that? Do you say that aloud?
The last part, no.
But the first part, that you just stay in your room?
Yes. That's basically kind of what she does.
Well, you gotta get outside sometime. Really experience Earth proper. I know some great nightclubs I can take you to. He smiles.
She just grimaces. Eh.
Hey, listen, he puts a hand on your shoulder. You're gonna be here a while, especially with what your people seem to have sent after you. You might as well settle in and get comfortable. I'm reaching out to wanting to be an actual friend to you. Don't try and read too much into it. He pats your shoulder and he's like, well, you gotta go, or let's get you talking with the press, and he pushes you through a doorway into a room where the others are waiting. And with that, we are now going to cut to, back to Ollie. So
Yep.
Ollie, you've been making your way through the city with great ease, and before long, you are entering a massive chamber. Your light has sorry, I'm trying to word this.
Even more massive than the one I was just in?
Yeah, the place you were in was kind of like cramped. It wasn't like I said, it was city streets, but they were like there was like maybe only about a story worth of open air above you. A lot of the areas have been very cramped. It's been a lot of tunnelways, but this room is like 5 stories tall in a wide open space, and you think it's the lowest you've managed to get so far. And as you enter this room, you put out your flashlight in and it catches, and you see massive pillars holding up the room. And at the far end of the room is a massive 3-story tall doorway inlaid with gold patterns showing a series of star carvings. And as you walk in the room more, you notice that strewn about the room is some unusual paraphernalia. You see a mattress, you see a couch, a television, you see a massive bubbling cauldron in the center of the room atop a pedestal, bookshelves and tables full of bones and potions and other strange things. If you didn't know any better, you'd say you walked right into the home of some sort of wizard. One thing jumps out to you in particular, a really nice looking pointy hat with decorations of a starry night sky on it, sitting next to a broom.
Oh. Do I dare live out the... Well, it could be more magical than my hat. Could it? I take my top hat off. Does it have like the 2 like Mickey Mouse ears attached to it?
It does not.
Oh, okay. And I very gingerly pick it up and put it on my head.
You stick the hat on your head, and it
Well, I love
definitely
dashing,
feels
but
like
I
there's
don't
some
see how
sort of
this
magic.
helped me.
It definitely feels like there's something magic about it, like when you touch that bow tie.
Ooh.
Do you want
Ooh.
to try and do something with that magic?
I'm going to like wiggle my fingers, my gloved fingers around, and I'm gonna like point it towards the door.
As you do that,
Meanwhile, classical music is playing.
a bolt of lightning shoots from your hands and begins to bounce around the room, breaking a bunch of things and knocking stuff over. You know, a bottle breaks and a little like skull face comes out of it. You hit a cage and a little scaled chicken comes jumping up and runs away. You hit the broom, which explodes, and then it bounces over and goes into the cauldron of liquid, which seems to charge with electrical energy. And at that moment, Malfazar, it seems as though something has intruded on your lair. Malfazar?
His name is Malzifer.
Oh, was it Malsiver?
Yeah,
Sorry, my bad. My bad, I said the name wrong. Malfazar.
Malzifer.
Malsiver?
Yes.
Malsifer. Yeah, Malsifer.
Be in my trailer.
You just heard lightning bouncing around. You know, you heard that chaos in your lair. What do you do?
He was busy, focusing on that gateway, siphoning its energy, and immediately he heard the block noise. His head just whips around, and he squints to see who did that in that direction.
So,
He actually kind of knocks around the pillars to
yeah,
observe.
Ollie, you had not noticed that in a corner of the room had what appeared to almost be like a sack of clothing moves, and now approaching your position. Do you want to describe your appearance, Zeno? Which, yes, we have a new friend here, Zeno, playing, can you say the character name again?
Malzifer.
Malzifer, or Mals for short.
Yes.
His
His appearance, he looks like, almost
he's-
robotic
Yes,
looking.
this is what you're seeing approaching you.
He's completely white. It looks like almost like a machine that is white in color, sleek almost. There's a mix of black and purple accents, and you can see sitting above his head are dark, pointy, menacing horns. The rest of his mechanical appearance looks
we go.
relatively lanky, very sinister looking. Actually, if you didn't know any better, that looks exactly like you would imagine a typical supervillain, almost. His eyes are glowing a very vibrant purple.
I'm showing the artwork on stream right now.
Perfect.
That looks so good.
And he slowly just seems to not really walking straight towards you, but he's like moving around you, almost like in a stalking manner. And what you see is a staff just slowly just materialize from his hand, and I would like him to go in and disappear, like hide.
You're going to try and vanish?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm looking at the list of abilities. Was that one of them? Hang on.
He has a teleport.
Okay, you're using that. Alright. So, Ollie, right as you see this thing approaching you, just in a flick of shadow, it's gone.
It was a skeleton.
So,
He starts like his teeth start like chattering very loudly. Stay back! I've got a pointy hat, and I'll zap you with it.
As you say that, he suddenly screams, "Who are you?" Now you dare touch my broom of Gartilla the Moronic! Destroy it! You're wearing my hat! I killed Gandalf the Stupid for it. Wild magic, of course, but still, it's mine!
The voice changer reversed, yeah. Voice changer vanished. Now it's
Yeah,
back.
I was gonna say when you were describing everything it was on.
No! God, whoopsie, my bad.
That's okay, it happens.
Oh no. Okay.
Sitting there fidgeting with like buttons on his robotic neck.
And with that, Muzzler goes in and just strikes. He plans to go in and try to kill this guy. I'm sorry, he's not giving him the time
What
of
spell
the
do
day.
you use?
He uses, he uses his, ice magic to go in and freeze his, feet in place.
So you blast this 2D cartoon with ice, and Tristan, what would happen if Ollie was hit with an ice spell? Do you think? Describe what you like that to be the occurrence.
Well, before this happens, like you see this thing like jump up into the air. His eyes like pop out of his head as he goes. And then I guess that's when he'd just be frozen in like a solid block of ice.
With the eyes still popping out of the head and the tongue sticking out of your mouth.
Yes.
It's at this point that Muzz freezes almost confused. It just kind of stops in place and just kind of strokes his chin. Ah, that went a lot cleaner than I thought. Wait, is that 2D?
Your voice changer.
Your voice is still off.
It's reversed.
Yeah.
Fuck!
You're having it on when you describe things and off when you talk.
Yeah.
Wait, is it on now?
Yes, it's on
Yes.
right now.
Okay, it's off right now?
Now it's off.
Yes,
Yes.
off right now.
Yeah, okay. My God.
That's all good.
Oh, the mood is ruined!
You should have seen how many sessions it took Greg to get Killstreak's voice changer working.
No. Okay. Yeah. He's so confused right now and almost intrigued. He shrugs. Ah, oh well. Doesn't matter to me.
And he,
But this one could, make for a useful experiment.
as you laugh maniacally, a series of cracks start to run through the ice. As the ice breaks into ice cubes and the creature falls apart with it, and then Ollie reassembles himself from the ice cube bits.
No, I would say like a bunch of little tiny little ollies start like
Yes!
running around, like with like little chipmunk voices going like, "Hey, cats, look, swell, that was freezing."
That's even better. That's
And they
what
like all
happens.
bump into each other and go like, and like start like merging into each other, but they're like running around your feet.
At this point, Mars starts screaming. What? I thought I told you!
Come, fellas!
This is the best way to introduce Maz, I feel, because these two interacting with each other is so fucking good.
He tries to crush him with his feet.
you start trying to stomp on all of them, and like you successfully stomp on one as they all reassemble into normal Ollie.
It's like
but Ollie, as you like reassemble, you go into like your stereotypical like thumbs up pose, and your thumb is missing as you do it. And as Mal's lifts their foot, you can see the little Ollie splatted on the bottom of their foot, like when Plankton gets stepped on.
I'm gonna
win. Go ahead, sorry.
I'm gonna try to like reach for. I'm gonna try to reach for the bottom of your shoe to peel them off.
No, Moz instead just ends up bringing his foot down full force and slams his metallic foot down into your hand. Got you now! And a violent nature!
Ollie will reach into like behind his back, pull out a mallet, and like try to like bonk his like his toe down.
All right, this is gonna be a PvP roll here. I assume you're gonna try and dodge getting your toe hammered, or do you want to let it happen as a player?
I'll let it happen. He has a metal foot.
Okay. Yeah, when it's player v player interaction, I allow them to choose if they want to just forgo rolls and have things happen.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you managed to dodge it, he would just hit. Ollie would just hit his other hand.
Yeah,
no, I think it's funnier if he hit his foot.
You hammer the foot and just tink. Just insert sound effect of metal pipes, falling metal pipe. No effect on the metal foot.
Yeah, it hits the metal foot, and it's
the hammer
and it makes like a clang sound, and it's like it like vibrates Ollie's entire body for like.
And the hammer now has an imprint on it shaped like the foot.
Moz glares, and immediately he just uses telekinesis to try to slam you straight into the cage, and he screams, "This is what you get for releasing my cockatrice!"
I beg your pardon?
My cockatrice! My chicken!
Well, I don't think you're allowed to say that. Don't think you're allowed to talk about your cockatrice.
Oh, you think you're funny? He still goes and tries to slam him into that cage. But this moment he knows that this thing probably is gonna slip out. It's Tootie.
Actually, at this point, I think what's that ability? Wait, what just happened? Would activate?
Oh, you want to try and activate wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
So, for context, do you want to describe the power?
Okay, I have it written down as wait, what? And as a charisma check, when I annoy someone trying to physically throw me out or in something,
Right, okay.
I perform a free agility check, and if I pass, they end up throwing themselves.
So yeah, we're just doing really cool here. You've seen Animaniacs, right, Zeno?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, it's the whole bit when they go to throw them out. So you go throw him into the... So, you lift him with your telekinesis, do a throw motion, camera pans over, and then you fall in the cage.
Oh, God.
As you slam into the cage that you just threw him toward. Very baffling. Ollie, do you close the cage while they're confused?
Yes, and I also grab my thumb and put it back on my finger.
His eye twitches, but the cage is nothing. So he just teleports out of there. Yeah. And
I imagine Ollie, like you close the cage, like you sit there and think about what you've done, and you lock the cage with your own key, which you swallow, and as you start to walk away, just all of a sudden, Malpass is in front of you again. Having teleported in front of you, and you I'm imagining the whole thing of like you're walking proudly, walk into them, and then like boom, you step back and you look at the camera and you reach up with your hands, feeling around their body, and you go up and you like feel the face a whole bunch, you know? Like,
that's actually funnier than what I was gonna do, which was gonna be, oh, sorry, oh, that was my mistake.
It's an old Bugs Bunny skit when he met the monster, is what I'm imagining.
Yeah, and I do. I feel his face. I feel his jawline. I caress it a little bit, and then I look up and I go, "Oh!"
He stares straight down at you. Growls.
Oh, you're upset. I could see it in your eyes.
Now that's rich. He just grabs you and attempts to just go in and use his death touch on you.
Your what touch?
Death touch. So like, what does it look like when you cast Death Touch? Describe it. It is awesome of detail as you can.
He reaches over and his hand looks like it's glowing, almost like it's frost with blackish dark particles emitting from it. His hands are extra emphasized with the fact that they're clawed, and he just whips this around and just tries to just grab you instantly with it. It isn't that horrendly impressive, but it's enough to know that it is not good news. You don't want this guy touching you.
Yeah. And you grab him with that big, horrific, glowing hand, like a skull forming in your palm. And as you grab him, do you, like, say something, like, in the vein of the fact that you're casting Death Touch? Or do you say a cool villain phrase?
He just narrows his eyes and, smiles.
And you realize?
You shall surely wither into nothing but a painful pile of despair. I don't think I'm gonna kill you yet, but it's funny anyway.
Which, you realize? You've been holding him for the whole time you're saying that with Death Touch active, and it seems to be having zero effect.
It just is so confused. His hands is just like,
What? What is this working?
What's supposed to be working?
with frustration, he just goes in and throws you out of his hands.
You wind back, throw him as hard as you can, and then we swing the camera and cut to you landing on your own couch, having thrown yourself instead again.
Unbelievable.
And with that, we're gonna cut to Orca.
Inexplicable.
Yes! Yeah, you say unbelievable, and Ollie comes up from behind you, says that, and then we get the... Slowly a circle closes in on the two of you, which you visibly see has a circle closes in on the two of you, the room going dark, and Ollie gives a wink to the camera before we cut to it goes full black and we cut to Orca again.
Next scene, folks.
So Orca, you are now in the Space Ghost Lounge, the Team Ghost Lounge, I should say, with Rex, Luna, Cyclops, Luma, Luma? Yeah, Luma, and am I forgetting somebody? Rex, Gambit, Space Ghost, Luma, and Widowmaker. Yes. And in the room with you is a number of reporters. You can see, there's a bunch of reporters all there, basically, like, excuse me, sorry, just a little bit of indigestion hit me. Actually, it probably wouldn't be a bunch of reporters. I think it's just gonna be one reporter. The question is, do I want to make it J. Jonah Jameson or somebody else? I don't think J. Jonah Jameson would be able to get this interview. I think we're gonna say it's Lois Lane. Why not? Lois Lane is interviewing all of you. So she's basically asking the group a bunch of very, like, you know, generic, like, hey, you've just come back from space type questions, you know, like, oh, what was the moon like? What was Space Ghost like? Space Ghost, who's on a terminal, like on a TV screen, is also there for the interview. You know, she's asking him, like, oh, what was it like having people up on the moon with you? What was the trip like? You know, a lot of very generic questions, which all of the others have been answering for you. You know, because I imagine you've been not jumping at the chance to answer questions, right?
Yeah, she's kind of just been letting them do it for her. Also because she's never been good at these kind of interviews.
And as the questions are going through and you're just kind of like, you know, keeping your head down, Lois then would turn to you. Now, about you, Miss Orca.
And Ollie muted himself.
Oh. About you, Miss Orca. I imagine you, like, pop your head up when she says that.
Yeah, you're muted, Brian.
Oh, am I muted? What?
Huh?
What the fuck? How did I get
You there?
muted on Discord? Okay, there we go.
I don't know. It just cut off as Lois was starting to talk, so
Yeah.
you're fine.
She was talking, but her microphone wasn't turned on.
Lois, like Lois says, like,
Yeah, Lois looks to you, Orca, she's like, now, you, Miss Orca. And, you know, everybody's sort of like, you know, there's this immediate vibe to the group of like, oh, do they want to be out talking kind of thing. Everybody knows that you're antisocial at this point. You're from space, correct?
yes, and the alien.
There's been some rumor that the giant reptilioids that have been falling from space were sent here after you. Some people are afraid that you may be bringing danger with you to Earth. Do you have a comment on this?
Just kind of think, because technically it's correct, but she does not know what to say.
As you're trying to form a response, Rex is gonna shoot up. Basically, because you didn't have one immediately ready, I was like, if she even slightly delays, Rex will speak for her. He's gonna shoot up and be like, hey, if anybody here is a hero, it's Orca. I mean, you've seen her fighting the monsters that come out of that rift. She must fight at least a dozen monsters every week. She doesn't deserve any flack being thrown at her. That's certainly quite the statement, Mr. Rexplode. Glad to see that members of the Team Ghost are so willing to stick their neck out for each other. And like as she says that, you notice like Widowmaker's sort of like glaring across the group a little bit. And Space Ghost, he says, I made sure to only pick those who I knew would be perfect for the team that I'm putting together. It's not about the powers they have, but it's about how they choose to use them. And from the moment Orca first landed on Earth, I could tell that she had the makings of a real, true-blooded hero. You know, he smiles looking at you as he says that. And, like, something about the way he said that, the genuineness of it, feels different than when any other person has tried to make a claim in regards to you being a hero.
Probably just thinks about it because she's not used to being spoken about like that way. And she doesn't appreciate it.
With that, we kind of crossfade to after the interview. As you're all, you know, the journalist is gone and you're all trying to relax, and Rex is like, ugh, God, I hate talking to press. It's the worst part of the job. And then Luna, she's like, I don't know, it's not that bad. And Gambit speaks up. Of course, it's not that bad for you. You're used to talking with the public and all of that. You were a pop star before you even had powers. I suppose that's true. She says as she picks up the glass of whiskey he was pouring for her, and you see her use her powers to chill the glass as she takes a sip. I can't believe she tried to throw a question at you out of nowhere to throw you off, though. Looks over at you, Orca.
I mean, it's fine. That's what they kind of do. Kind of their job. I'm
Lumina.
just not used to it, so I don't have anything to shoot off.
Lumina speaks up and she's like, it seemed like a harmless enough question. I mean, we were able to, or those monsters were being sent here by you, so, or because of you, so she wasn't wrong, really. Yeah, but you can't say that it's her fault. Saying that it's her fault that this giant monster's coming from space is like saying that it'd be, I don't know, like Batman's fault that Joker attacks Gotham. Everyone else sort of nods.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's a question that people are going to be thinking about. So it has to be asked either way.
How's about we, Rex stretches a little, get out of here? Want to go out into the actual city for a little while? Looks to the others, sort of like, like anybody want to take him up on it kind of thing.
Yeah, sure, I don't mind going out. It's been a while anyways.
It'd be nice to hang out outside of our hero personas, Lumina says, standing up. Be able to just unwind a little bit. And with that, we're gonna cut back to Ollie and Malphaz. Malphaz?
Mozifer.
What's the short word? Malls? Mall?
Yeah, Malls.
Malls. We cut back to Malls
Yeah.
and Ollie.
Like the Darth. Or the shopping.
So,
Like malls, like shopping malls.
yes. Malls and Ollie. So, Malls, at
Together,
this
they're
point...
Malsy.
At this point, you've been able to deduce some information about Ollie and your ability to understand magic. Basically, you've been, like, trying to study him while he's also been being Ollie. So from what you can understand, he appears to be comprised entirely of ink that is being held together by a powerful magic. Not something too different from your necromancy, but an entirely different branch of magic. It's not about, you know... You raise the dead. You take a soul and you put it back inside of a skeleton. This is sort of an artificial soul keeping some ink held together the same way your magic would hold together a skeleton. Making them a sort of, they're like an ink homunculi of sorts. And you realize the magic holding them together is nigh identical to the magic you've been sapping from the door in this very room.
He actually starts turning his head towards you, even though you're just trolling him now. But before he goes in and decides to do his next move, he just grabs you and dunks you headfirst into the pot.
Well, I was gonna say by this time I would have like given you your hat back and like just hung it on your horns like a hat rack.
Yeah. I love that.
So he's still gonna reach over and try to go in and dunk you into the pot, regardless.
So, anyways, what's your story?
As you do that, like, you see electricity spark and jump out of the cauldron. Has the lightning that fell in the cauldron earlier affected the liquid you were making? And he gets, like, and the both of you get electrocuted by it for a moment. Before you have to, like, pull him out in order, like, as you dunk him in, you both get electrocuted. Ollie having a octopus skeleton be visible, and you, I mean, there's not really a skeleton to make visible since you're just a skeleton, but you get the image.
It's just a smaller person inside.
Yeah. As he didn't have to pull him out in order to stop being electrocuted.
And he's
Would
just screaming.
I also make that exact sound. Would this would this activate my bottoms up ability?
If you would like it to.
Yeah, I just go shooting up until my head hits the ceiling.
And you still holding on to Mal's go up with him, so now you're dangling from the ceiling by Ollie, whose head is stuck in it.
He
And
can.
it's
Ollie,
just this moment where he's like,
Oh no, we're below a sewer.
yeah, I was gonna say with that, we're gonna cut to the image of real quick. Ollie, your POV. There's a dirty homeless guy stood looking over and he's like, "Are you a messenger of Ratma?" Hey, Ratma! As we then cut back to Mal's hanging below. Well, what are you gonna do, Mal's? Malls.
Malls is just gonna struggle out, and he's just mumbling,
I'll deal with you later.
And with
and
that,
he just struggles out and teleports away, lands straight onto the ground.
you pull
Dusts
Ollie
himself
out
off
of,
a little bit.
so you pull Ollie out of the ceiling, and then you teleport down to dust yourself, and then catch the falling Ollie before he falls back in your cauldron.
Yeah, it's at this point
he
he
falls
just
back.
ignores. It's at this point he just ignores Ollie, and because he knows that messing around with him is just gonna be pointless at this point.
Okay.
Though he does have this horrible, evil plan brewing in his head, as he notices this random old guy.
Oh no, the random old guy was just a bit. He was in like the ceiling of the room above you guys. He was a reference to a character scene in a previous session. Hee hee.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Your upstairs neighbor.
It was just meant to be a gag.
I see.
He's not a guy in this room.
Ollie spits out a bunch of parts of the ceiling out of his mouth. Oh, what are you trying to cook me for?
You're an intruder. What else am I supposed to do? You're not worth it. Just don't interrupt me.
Well, there's no reason to be mean about it. I am worth it.
He just stalks off to the portal.
The what?
Portal.
He stalks off towards the portal.
What portal?
The gate.
Oh, that's it's not a portal. It's a literal giant door.
Oh, it's like just a door
Yeah.
gate thing.
It's just a big locked door that you can feel dark magic seeping out from, and there's like, you're fairly sure there's like a demon or something sealed on the other side of that doorway. And its magic very lightly seeps out through the cracks, so that's what you've been siphoning. It's like literally just a door.
Oh, you're going that way too? Well, so am I. We could walk together.
Oh, great. Come then.
He just kind of claps his hands together and just smiles.
Ollie also smiles.
It looks very suspicious to smile. Strange. Very untrustworthy.
And so are you gonna start siphoning energy from the door?
He just goes in and just gestures Ollie to come over there.
Well, don't mind if I do. I don't know. I feel like that would be rude. Maybe you should go first.
No, I insist. Touch it. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, I've got it. He takes his hat off and holds it upside down, and then he knocks on the door.
The door does not respond.
I knock a little harder.
Nothing.
I was gonna say trick or treat.
So while he's doing that,
Maybe it's
go
a
ahead.
pull
Sorry.
door.
What are you gonna do, Mal's? calls.
So, since he's made of a material that's similar to this, does it look like it's kind of latching onto him a little bit? As if it's magnetized.
You can see some of sort of the dark energy that's flowing out of the room sort of drifts around him, almost as if it's like, almost like it's caressing him. And Ollie, as you stand near the door, some visions are gonna run through your head.
What's gonna run through my head?
Some images, similar to what you saw last time. You know, you see brief flashes, an eye, a hand lightly touching the ground, or an eye blinking as its pupil dilates, a hand very lightly picking up a coffee mug, shoelace being tightened, the silhouette of a man for a very brief moment, and then you hear a feminine voice. Bring me my stars, child. And you have images of the crystal stars flash before you again. Has the location of one of them is suddenly like in your headspace, like you know where one of them is magically. Give me a second.
Does the voice sound like anybody I've heard before?
No. Actually, yes. It sounds similar to Vivian. Not quite exactly like Vivian, but it sounds similar. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. You are given images of a diamond star. You see it at the center of some sort of machine, in a lab, in a mountain, in a city, and you instinctively know where to go. You just know where in the world this crystal is immediately.
Alchemax? Okay, well, thanks for the information. Bye, Skeletor.
He just kind of, instead, he just goes in and trips him and then immediately pins him down before he leaves.
Like, from your perspective,
Also,
like I said, it looked like the magic sort of wrapped around him a moment, and he glue the cartoon creature, and then he was turning to leave.
He like shakes your hand and everything, and like lifts up his top hat and puts it back on before he starts leaving. And I like to imagine like you grabbed him by the scruff of the neck as he's like still like pantomiming walking away.
No, instead he isn't gonna let that happen. He's just gonna use telekinesis to grab the rest of him. Does it look like he could use this guy as a conduit in order to siphon the same information away from this guy so that he can see whatever is being shown because he's never seen it before?
So you lifted Ollie off the ground with your telekinesis and he's still moving like he's walking. You have no idea how this creature works, so you know you can't siphon energy off of it. But you know something just happened with it, but you don't know what. Do you want to try and ask the creature what it did?
He wants to first try to use him as a conduit in between so that he could go in and get that information using him.
That's what I'm saying is
using him.
You cannot do that, sadly. Basically,
okay,
if
so
you want to know where
just...
the crystal is, you'll have to have Ollie lead you.
Okay, so it fails, and he starts just thieving.
Okay, what did you see? Give me the information now.
Well, first you gotta say the magic word.
That no.
Let's come on, now you're just guessing at this point. The magic word, come on, man.
How about the magic word be me giving you a knuckle sandwich? Disembowling you, possibly. I don't either.
Ew. I don't have bowels. I don't think I do.
You. I'll create some for you. You are a injured creature, I suppose.
You'll have to roll an intimidation roll
Oh god.
if you're not gonna give him the magic words.
Yeah, okay. How do you roll on here?
I'll do the rolls. So, what's Ollie's tenacity?
It's tenacity is 5. Oh wait,
No,
yours.
Ollie's tenacity.
Not Molly's.
Ollie. Ollie?
Yeah?
What's
I
your
said
tenacity?
6.
Oh, 6, okay. And Maul, we're either gonna use charisma or athletics for this. Which one do you want to use?
Both of them are the same. Pathetic 3s.
Alright.
That's shocking to me, actually.
Well, he uses his magic mostly to do the intimidation.
So you've rolled -1 success, whereas Ollie's gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Jeez.
So, not only are you not intimidating, Ollie, you very quickly realize that you don't think there's anything this creature can do to hurt you. It doesn't know your weakness, it has no way of harming you, it is 0 threat to you. You don't even think they can contain you.
Well, you're funny. I like you. He pulls out like 2 little I don't know what they're called, like drumsticks with like the balls on the end, and he starts like playing his rib cage like a xylophone. I've always wanted to do this.
He doesn't have a visible rib cage. He's mechanical.
Well, he's still playing your chest like a xylophone, and it is in fact making the sound.
Yo, true. Moses is just twitching his eyes, but at the moment he just kind of lets it go because he realized that, this thing is just trolling me now. Why am I giving it attention? Why am I satisfying it?
Well, I mean, I've never really had a sidekick before. I don't know if I'm ready for one. My life is it's a dangerous road out there. I've loved and I've lost.
Just sidekick.
Well, not with that attitude, you won't be. But no, I couldn't possibly.
Okay, fine. I'll nicely ask. What did you see?
Those were the magic words. I knew you were a wizard. Okay. I saw an eyeball, and then I saw someone touching the ground. Then I saw someone tying their shoes. And then I saw a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't even remember. And then I found the location of the magic star. I think it was a wishing star. It was very weird and very bizarre.
That surely narrows it down, but sure, I'll go with that.
I know exactly where it is. But you can't come with me. I'm sorry. It's too dangerous.
His eye twitches.
Well, I didn't ask your permission.
Alright, very well. You've talked me into it. You can come with me.
He just is just baffled, and it's just like just convinced that. Instead, he just pulls out his a notebook and just starts drawing random shit in there. He doesn't show you it, of course. You don't know what unless it's like he's trying to just hide it a little bit, but he's just drawing inside what looks like a journal.
The two of you begin to make your way out of the underground city with Ollie possessing the knowledge of where to find the diamond star.
Ollie does hold your hand, or at least try.
Moss slaps him.
That's our ending image, is Maul slapping, as we're going to wrap up that episode of Hero Infinite. I'm sorry if it feels like not a lot happened. The main focus of this episode was Maul's introduction. has a new hero in the setting of a new hero in Hero Infinite.
A new hero in Villain Infinite.
Hey, gets to go in and do chaotic things in the most heroic way possible.
I'm also keeping this a little shorter because this episode is gonna have, the footage from the other episode tacked in, so I already know this is gonna be a very, very long one.
Can I just say I love your character's design?
Oh, they're so
Thank
good.
you.
They're so well designed. Alright, but so...
It was supposed to be animated, but then COVID happened, so I took a break.
My Minecraft avatar spent so many nights sleeping next to him, unfortunately, in Minecraft.
I have a Minecraft avatar of him.
What if we what if Ollie and Malls put their Minecraft beds together? Just kidding. Unless...
Curse.
God, I can see Mal and Ollie playing Minecraft together.
Miles is a troll in Minecraft.
crap.
He's a complete troll.
But it's mine.
Yeah.
The worst thing is that, well, he's reacting pretty like extreme. If Ollie's a troll as well, oh, that's the worst combination ever. Because so is Moz. He's such a troll.
Ollie playing Minecraft would be able to have creative powers even in hardcore mode.
Even in survival.
Yeah. Alright, but
It's like, that's cheating.
hope everybody's been enjoying this episode. End cards appearing in a moment. Love you very much, and ta-ta for now.
All right, nice.